Hey y'all, it's time to bring your great new fresh creative ideas to life, and you can get started today with Squarespace. Squarespace's dynamic all-in-one platform provides all the tools you need to establish your online presence. You can build your site, claim a domain, sell online, and market your brand with Squarespace's cutting-edge, easy-to-use products. Kid Fury and I both love Squarespace because it is so incredibly simple to get started. So head to squarespace.com/read to start your free trial today. And when you're ready to launch your website, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Let them know the Read sent you, and let's move on.
With all the madness going on, driving everyone insane these days, I've been looking into getting into new self-care trends, new, ways to uplift myself. And some of them are great. Some of them are not so great. I will not be doing as much diving into ASMR videos. Some of you get a little too weird for me. As well as, Yorkie yoga, hot Yorkie yoga, something that I wish I didn't hear about. So what I have discovered is a great self-care routine instead is getting myself fresh flowers. Mm-hmm. And they're a great mental and emotional boost. They just bring a lot of life and energy and color into the home and just make me feel like I live somewhere. Mm-hmm. So what's not to love about that? Self-care made easy without your dog judging you or without the sound of people eating, hamburgers in your ears. So do yourself a favor, go get some fresh flowers. And this is an initiative of That Flower Feeling. Mm-hmm. Go get some fresh flowers and brighten up your home.
Love them.
Okay? Now, let's start the show. All right, welcome back, folks. We've got another edition of this shit for you this week. I'm Jackie Briggs.
And I am Lucia Harris. Thanks for coming back to the Read.
Thank you for coming back indeed. We're going to get right into it with you this week in our Black Excellence. I'm very excited to say that I went looking my normal spots for some news, and I came across a beautiful, sexy, luscious cover of Essence, where one Aisha Cole and her boo Derek Hayes, we know her as Pinky, are on the cover of Essence.
Yes.
And according to Because of Them We Can, they're the first pair of restaurateurs. Oof. I guess that's niggas that do restaurant shit on a bad bitch level. I don't know.
It is.
Like,
That's what that means.
I'm 2 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
First ever restaurateur to grace the cover of Essence and look mighty fine doing it. Now, we've talked about Pinky on the show before, owner of Slutty Vegan. Mm-hmm. Derek Hayes is owner of Big Dave's Cheesesteaks. Both restaurants that they started on their own, with their own gumption and bootstraps and things, and have been able to turn it into huge $1 million endeavors. And they also work very hard in giving back to the community with things like the Pinky Cole Foundation, and lots of other commitments in the community where, they make sure that people are doing good. They've created scholarship foundations. They built a life insurance company for Black men in Atlanta. They've done just all kinds of dope stuff for the community aside from filling our bellies with goodness. So It's great to see them on the cover of Essence, looking good. And it's really amazing to me because I remember living in my very, 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 very first apartment in Harlem, and Pinky had juice bar right downstairs on my building. And every time I would come out, like going to work or just going down the street and saw her, she was always so nice to me, so warm. She would be like, the people need to know about you. We need to work together. You need to do this and that. She was just always so very positive, very, very kind. So good to see her big old smile and radiance on the cover of.
Yeah, I really stand for her Jamaican restaurant that she had here in the city before. I think it was a fire that destroyed the business, and she just decided to move to Atlanta, which truly a genius move, girl. Right.
Yeah.
Can't say that was the wrong decision, but if you haven't had Pinky's cooking, I'm sorry for you. She is very gifted in the kitchen. And so not surprised to see this, and extremely happy for her and Derek, wishing them the absolute best.
Yay.
Yay. Go girl.
Okay. So this week in our pop culture segment, which is called Hot Tops, I'm covered in cum, and it's sliding between my thighs. This boy better come and clean my gooch, or I'm gonna go off tonight.
Wow, and where are you
and
now?
And where's a warm towel now that I need one?
Wow.
Jizz on my pillow. Where did he go? I can't stand this nigga, but I won't cause commotion. He'll never see me fall apart. Amen. 'Cause the next time we fuck, I'll fart. It's just emotion. Yay.
What? Did you say you'll fart? Oh my God. Y'all gonna learn not to. Oh, y'all gonna learn not to play this song with your kids in the car. Not this show, Lord. Not this show, Jesus.
Please don't sue me. Beyonce, Michelle, Kelly, Matthew, nobody. No, I'm sorry.
I bet they love it. No, I feel like they love it.
It's so awful and it's really bad.
Kelly's going to sing it on Instagram. Don't worry.
So this week in Hot Tops, where to begin? First of all, I read about this last week, forgot about it, or maybe just left it off of the Hot Tops because who cares? But apparently R&B singer Nikki Gilbert is suing Stars and the creators of P Valley for copyright infringement. Mm-hmm. She accuses them of ripping her concept from the musical that she created called Soul Kittens Cabaret.
I thought we did talk about this. Did we not?
Did we? No, we didn't. Did we?
I mean, I don't know how I would have heard this story if we didn't, but continue, because I've already forgotten. So Nikki Gilbert, back in 2011, 12. Yeah.
She had a play, a musical called Soul Kittens Cabaret, starring Fantasia and Faith Evans. When their schedules are a bit freer, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And, the girls did some singing and some stuff. And as the name suggests, Soul Kittens Cabaret was about kittens and soul and burlesque in a cabaret. And
incredible.
Miss Gilbert of Brownstone says that she pitched this idea to Lionsgate back in 2014, and they were super into it and so into it. And then things went ghost, and the next thing you know, P Valley popped off, and it's the newest hot sensation in terms of black television or whatever. And so now she wants her coins and she wants justice, and she's put on her spectacles and sat in front of a green screen to let you girls know that it's time to fight for what's right.
Sure.
So I saw a trailer for this musical. It does have some similarities to P Valley in that they are sexy women dancing sexily. And there's like a nigga that owns the place, I think, that's gay. And then there's some bad business coming to town that threatens the cabaret. It's similar. But to me, what I found interesting or questionable was that I always knew P Valley to be based on a play called Pussy Valley.
Yep.
By a writer named Katori Hall.
Yep.
And I believe that Katori Hall was working on that play like 2008 or 9 or something. So,
woo, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like,
what?
Perhaps the court system will have to settle this, but if I were to wager a guess, I would say that whatever Katori Hall did, P Valley probably more closely aligns with that than with the Soul Pussy Cabinet or whatever it's called. But I've also never seen whatever Soul Kitten is.
Yeah, so, I haven't been a part of
so I can't speak to it. But, you know, I guess this is just one of those that the judges will have to decide whether they stole her shit or not, because I could not tell you.
Well, they will have one photo in their hand, and we'll just have to see whose photo that is if we ever get to it. If no one laughs Nikki Gilbert off the stage first. I mean, because there's a possibility that she really did pitch this to Lionsgate, and Lionsgate spoke to the girls when P Valley was on the table and was like, ooh, let's mix some of these things in there. Nikki, you'll never know. Whatever. But anyways, like I said, Nikki put on her Warby Parker glasses, and she has an initiative called WIRF. That's WIRF.
What?
And WIRF? It stands for WIRF.
Oh.
As in Know Your. And it stands for Women in Reality Film.
What? No, it doesn't. Women in Reality Film? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. What does it stand for real?
Speaking of Nikki's,
no, it does not.
Rumor has it, Barbie kids, that the queen is almost back, honey. Whatever. So Nikki apparently has the girls out telling press that she's got a new single coming out soon, titled "Do We Have a Problem?" featuring Lil Baby. Apparently, it's been recorded, and there is a raunchy video that's already been shot and is set to debut in the coming weeks. And of course, PR systems have done all the work to let us know that she's been working hard, and the barbs are going to be wigless, and
I'm sure,
honey. Papa Bear, what? Queen Radio, yes, ma'am, whatever. And so, that's interesting to say the least. We've had and music-wise, a Nikki-less
we have
playing for quite some time, and I enjoy when she takes little breaks and then comes back. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So come into the ring with far more girls attending the fights these days, and let's see, what we've got to offer. I also read that Miss Jennifer Huff is going to be refiling the harassment suit against Nikki and the girls, so there's something as well to look forward to. Thoughts?
Interesting, because didn't we just talk about this last week? How it got dismissed, and now the story is, well, it got dismissed so she could file it in the state of California as to where. So it's so it's like, oh, that court case actually did not
for the next
did not chapter, go anywhere. Okay,
I was waiting.
Okay. Literally just reinvigorated and bringing that shit back.
Jennifer said, "Oh, y'all wanted a twist."
Here you go, bitch. It's 7-Up. It's Sprite over here, bitch. That's too bad, but I can't say I'm shocked. I'm pretty sure I said last week that I highly doubted that was the end of it, and so for it to be 6 days later and we're right back here, I'm not shocked.
Here we are.
I will give this song a chance, just like I always do with Nikki, but I have to be honest, I don't know who or what a Little Baby is. I've heard that. I mean, I've heard the name, don't get me wrong, but if you asked me to name a song or even like hum a melody of a Lil Baby song, I would not be able to do it. Like, I just consider that to be Gen Z music, and that's one of those things y'all can have.
Drip too hard.
See, no.
Don't stand too close.
No.
You may fuck around and drown off this way.
No. So I'm Googling him now. None of these words are like
Drip too hard, don't stand too close.
striking any chords with me.
Off this way, do not go. Long get paid.
But is this a real song, or are you just being funny? Okay.
No, that's a song. I don't remember. Like, I think it's an old one. That's like, I feel like probably
right
the first Lil Baby song that comes to mind.
Okay. So it brings nothing up for me at all. But
yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Everything Nicki has put out, I can't even say lately, but just since Queen, really, I've not liked any of it.
Fair.
I didn't like that song she did with that white boy where they were vomiting rainbows and shit all over each other in that video. I don't even remember what that, I was going to say, I don't even remember what that one was called, but that was awful. And so my hopes are not high for this. They aren't. I actually think I would be more excited if it was just Nicki by herself. Oh, yes. Yeah. And then that feature she did on that white girl song, that British white girl. That was so random and terrible.
I forgot about that.
See, I love how people just be like, when Nicki does something niggas don't like, they just push it right out of their mind. Like, we gonna keep going. I don't recall.
What is that girl's name again?
Oh, hell, don't give me the lion. Jessie
Dolezal. Jessie Dolezal?
There we go. No. Okay, I'm not going to be able to remember her last name, but either way, hopes are not high for me actually enjoying this song.
Utica, Herbie. No, that's not it. Whatever.
But yeah, sad to say, I'm just not really a fan of the most recent music from her, but I will give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, again, I haven't heard a boom, this is a Nicki Minaj song since, I don't know, Yikes. Or no, that's not true. Because she did that, like, 3-fer when she re-released her mixtape. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. No, she, like, re-released Beam Me Up Scotty. And then she had, like,
right. Yes, she did.
A couple new songs that came with that.
Okay, yes.
But I can't even think of the name of them right now, to be honest with you. Obviously, so I guess those didn't blow my mind.
Right.
But
right.
I'm always, like, when she is quiet for a while and then she's like, hey, we're coming. I'm always like, please let me like this song. Please let me like this song. Please let me like, because I always want to like it. So
always want to, but you know, with the track record and then this mess getting involved with her husband's case and incriminating herself in this highly fucked up story, I'm just like, oh girl, you know, best wishes, and I hope for the best for Papa Bear, but hopes are not high. Hopes are not high for whatever Nicki is about to put out. Sorry.
I feel like if and when Papa Bear has had his fill, he will simply tell everybody that he's had enough.
Yeah.
And
that'll be that.
And that'll be that. The day that things get together the way that they're meant to get together, it's because we know that Papa Bear has finally put his foot down.
Every time she posts him on Instagram, I just be cracking up because that little boy, like,
you can tell he's just there having the best time in his life. Yeah. Whatever he says goes.
Yeah, that's his house. Sweet baby, tragic parents, but adorable baby.
Speaking of lawsuits, I've read that college basketball player Dylan Gonzalez, who we mentioned, accused Trey Songz of rape/sexual assault, will be moving forward with a lawsuit in the coming weeks. Trey Songz has officially denied these allegations from her, but Dylan's attorney, George... Oh, I don't know how to say this damn name. So you know he don't play. If I can't say this, then you know he's probably legit.
Okay.
But the lawyer apparently has been working with several different women that are accusing Trey Songz of these things. Like I said before, unfortunately, there are more than one of these stories attached to him from the past couple of years. So eyes open for how that one's going to go. Like I said, he says this is not true. There haven't been really much details in terms of this story. She claims that she was raped by him in a hotel in Vegas. I think a year ago, or not a few years ago. So this is another one that we'll see how it plays out when courts get their hands on it.
Yeah. And another one where it's like, again, given your personal behavior, your history, the things that have come out about you already, the things we already know, the shit Keke Palmer said several years ago and niggas acted like she was being dramatic or should have just been grateful for the chance to be in a video or whatever. Like, it's all coming together.
Had her or wanted her to be in that video because they mentioned her on the song.
Right. Like,
you remember that?
It was like, girl, I am Keke Palmer. Like, you want me in the video because I'm Keke Palmer. Like,
the line was like her name. Like, her name was like a metaphor or something on the song, and that's why they were dying to have her in it. So, like, bitch, the only reason you want me to fucking be in the music video so much is because I'm famous.
Yeah.
Because, I was a reference in your fucking song, ho, because I'm famous. That's why you wanted me to be here.
Right.
And I said no, and you're doing all this weirdness.
All this bullshit
that story was weird.
It was bizarre as shit. So, but it's also like, that wasn't even the first time we done heard something fucked up about Trey Songz. So I won't be surprised if they settle it out of court and it doesn't end up going to like a jury or anything like that. But still, I just don't know how many different ways I can say that these niggas are fuck ups and disappointments, because that's literally what 98% of them are: fuck ups and or disappointments simultaneously. Trey Songz just doesn't have to be this way, and here we are. And it's like, every time somebody like this girl Dylan comes out and says something, you have all the people online defending him in different ways, even though they don't know nothing about what happened, calling this girl everything out of her name, a hoe, and trying to talk about all the different ways she deserved and all this shit. Like, all that is fucking exhausting. And I just want to live in a society where women get the benefit of the doubt, especially when they are not the first, second, or third to say something. But, you know, a bitch be wishing, dreaming, hoping, and it just will never come to be.
So, weird couple of days for Ari Lennox after she had... Ari Lennox was being interviewed by a South African podcaster who was talking to her about her music and song lyrics, and particularly a song called Pop. And in the interview, where she looked stunning, by the way, she's kind of just, breaking down, like, if I pop this pussy for, just what the fucking song means, like, and the interviewer, like,
this was crazy.
Have you seen this?
I have.
Okay.
It was crazy.
It was like, okay, if you have not seen this clip, look it up, because I can't even so she's like basically just calmly breaking down like what the song is giving, like it's the most complicated lyricism in the world. And then like out of nowhere, this nigga just goes like, so is anybody fucking you good right now?
She was like, what the fuck?
she like,
why would you say that?
Twin responses.
Yeah.
Because it was like, and she didn't even, okay. So fast forward a little bit. Okay. She had like a response that was very like taken aback, very much like thrown off and a little shocked. You could see she was kind of like frazzled
did not
a bit.
Expect that. Yeah.
Because of the way, and it was like, it wasn't even just the fact that he was asking her a question about sex, because like the response to the clip and her feelings about it to me was annoying, because people were trying to make it seem like, oh, well, why are you upset that he asked you a sex-related question when your songs are sexually explicit and you were talking about a sexual song? And it's like, it's not to me anyway, it wasn't the fact that he asked her a sexual question. Mm-hmm. It was the way that he asked the question. It was the timing of the question. Mm-hmm. It was the wording of it. It wasn't just, it was like, First of all, just because I write a song about sex doesn't mean that you're entitled to ask me questions about who's dicking me down.
Thank you.
Period.
Not at all.
It doesn't entitle you to questions about what's going on in my bedroom, what's going on in my uterus, what's going on in anything. You know what I mean?
At all.
So, like, regardless of the subject matter of my musical content, it doesn't give people the right to just ask you wild ass questions. But even still, Ari Lennox is not prudish. I'm sure that if it was like approached in a different way, because she even said in the clip, she was like, why would you say it like that? Yep. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if it was like spoken in a lighter way or something like that, then maybe it could have been fun. But he just asked like a straight up nigga on the street in front of the fucking bodega. And then it's her fault for being like, yo, like, whoa, are you good? Wild to me.
And he is cheesing and cracking up through the whole thing. Like, this is
whole thing.
Like, this is just so funny in one big joke. And it's like, so,
because niggas love seeing women squirt.
Like you said, Ari Lennox is not a prude. A lot of her music is sexual, and there's a way to ask people to interview artists about the music they make and the content of that music without being like, so who's busting that pussy down today?
Hello!
Like, what? And it has been done 1 trillion times. And this clip also reinforces for me the way I'm so tired of like niggas with these video podcasts. I just don't want to see no more men on camera. I don't want to see no more. I don't want to see no more y'all on camera in front of mics with headphones in talking about anything, because like it never goes well. But
I mean, well, anybody can.
That's the exact problem. That is the exact problem. Anybody can fucking do it. And for whatever reason, y'all uplift and spread the bullshit that these niggas put out there.
Exactly.
Like, I don't get that either. If you hate it, spreading it is not doing anything but making it grow and bringing it more attention. So you could just not.
The discourse is like
do that.
A huge part of people's, I guess, day-to-day social media fun / experience. Because I've always been confused by the amount of motherfuckers that log on to Twitter and the like every day just to argue about how the opposite sex sucks eggs and how they fucking hate them and whatever else. And I'm just like, bitch, y'all do this every single motherfucking day, like all the live long. So it doesn't shock me that these types of clips get uplifted, because this is the type of shit that y'all like to mindlessly argue about all the time, any fucking way. What blows me is that y'all putting coinage into the pockets of people that have the fucking like the fucking intellect, the IQ of like a lima bean, and then they get to then go back into the world with like a Gucci / Fendi belt buckle and act like they really knew what the fuck they were talking about. Like, no, bitch, you're a fucking
never
dumbass.
Did. Exactly.
And the only reason anybody knows who you are is because people like arguing before they go back to work.
On their way to work. Niggas be on the train, on their breaks, whatever else, and just pull up these apps and look for something to grab their attention for 15 minutes. And these niggas fit the bill every fucking time. But again, you can ask an artist about sex even. You can definitely ask them about their lyrics without being so invasive into their personal life or being so crude with the words that you are using. And I just...
Thank you.
He's clearly not a professional, but...
I'm giving like, how did you even get Ari Lennox on this show?
Right, because first of all, I don't know who you are. I don't know where this man is from. I think maybe South Africa, so maybe he is...
No, he's South African. Maybe he's the teen, I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, maybe you're the shit over in South Africa, or maybe you're just popular there. Maybe you're like I mean, I could just throw out a million different asshole nigga names who have podcasts, and maybe you're that version in South Africa, but it's fucked up and weirdo behavior regardless. I just don't know. Again, why do men have to be such a disappointment? So gross, so weird, all at the same fucking time. It just does not have to. I don't get it. Like, why? And this girl is clearly uncomfortable, and he is cracking up, like rolling, like he just told a joke.
Even after she like clearly responded, I don't know how you expected her to respond,
right?
But let's just, for argument's sake, you expected her to be like, "Oh yes, honey, 12 inches or right. more," you know, like let's pretend that that's what you expected her to do, right? To give you the OnlyFans response, she didn't.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you're still cracking up and cheesing after she's like, I don't even know what to make of it. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's just, it says the so fact much.
That,
anyway.
You amused yourself with this. It wasn't actually about getting a good interview or really talking to the artist, delving into the music. It was about your own entertainment. A lot of people don't care. Clearly.
A lot of people, and again, I don't know this particular nigga, but like a lot of people, they don't give a fuck about like the quality of an interview or tact or like integrity or any of those stuff. It's like, oh, I got the name, I got the face. This is going to make numbers. In fact, making her uncomfortable or having her wild out because you asked her who's fucking her pussy or whatever on her podcast is probably exactly what you want, because you know it's gonna line up numbers. Who the fuck needs to be Barbara Walters? You know what I mean? Like, who needs to do a Diane Sawyer ass motherfucking interview, bitch? Because at the end of the day, Ari Lennox is on here and I've got her uncomfortable.
It's just whatever. Right. Gross. You could have said, you know, let's talk about the inspiration behind this music or behind these lyrics. Like, it just, there's a million ways you could have finessed it, but you chose to be.
Or even like.
So weird.
Even like, you know, you've spoken before about things going on for you
Splashing
in the bedroom on your
waterfalls.
IG live. You know, you've even had people use your Instagram live as interlude. Like,
right.
Remember how you could have even talked about the moments where she's been like open about it before and been like, how are things today? And even that, to me, like, I wouldn't ask that.
Yeah.
But you could have done it in a way that was a little bit lighter and more fun and maybe PG-13. Not who's busting your walls down, signed nigga from wherever.
Exactly. That would have been much better than who's running in that pussy like a crash dummy. Like, these niggas just... no tact. Just saying any fucking thing. I bet she won't be going on whoever the fuck any goddamn body's podcast no more. I bet she gonna get a lot more picky about who she'll talk to from here on out, because that was
not the Pornhub Award.
That girl was so clearly uncomfortable. I know she wanted to call her manager like, cut this shit immediately.
Anyway, it led to a bunch of debate and her, you know, basically having a moment on Twitter where she gave it up again, and so the people are incredibly insensitive. And, you know, she even said, I'm problematic, it's karma. I'm aware I've said incredibly insensitive and dumbass shit in the past, and I need to keep reminding me of the regret I feel every day. For Christ's sakes, I realize I have no hits. I realize you all can live without hearing my music. I realize my complaining is aggravating to y'all. I don't ask blogs to post me when I'm at my worst. You judgmental, self-hating parasites wouldn't last a day as a signed artist.
Well, that's true.
Complaining that I'm complaining about this shit I'm going through. Meanwhile, in real life, you're just as unhappy, just as fucked up. You're crying in the car too. Somebody calling you insensitive and dramatic too. You can never be honest about your demons. And later she said something about wanting to be dropped from the labels and being done and tired. And I'm just like, first of all, why is it the people that like make music with like intention and like vision and, you know what I mean, like really sauce it up, why is it they're the ones that are always just like, I'm done, And like, fuck these labels, fuck this. Like, I can't do it. We always have to wait like 5 to 10 years between projects for them. But all of the motherfucking Pillsbury Hostess Nabisco cookie cutter ass bitches that make the same song every week. It's like no break, no escape from the same single.
Right. I mean, I feel for her. Ari is an incredibly talented artist. She made a lot of good points about how people are picking at her basically because she's in the spotlight and she's a target, and picking on her for going through the same shit that they are going through and just having the nerve to actually talk about it. Because for some reason, y'all seem to think that famous people should never have problems. Or if they do, or feelings, or if they do, they should never make those public. And it's just very weird how the general public doesn't let celebrities have feelings. But yeah, I don't even know what she needs other than a therapist and a healthy distance from social media, probably, until she can figure out the relationship with it.
Hope at least she has the former.
I hope. I really do.
It's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in terms of this, like, for perspective, you're going down to the motherfucking bodega to get your morning bacon, egg, and cheese. And let's say you got on your fucking, your Victoria's Secret pink, juicy pink, pink, juicy. You know what I'm saying?
Them sweatpants.
You got something, something sexy, and maybe like a fuck me pump. A pump that says fuck me on it. Fuck on one pump and me on the other,
okay.
Right? And then a nigga behind you in line for your bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich is like, so who's been fucking that pussy, right? What gives him the right?
And people will be
Should you just turn around and be like, oh, whoever I want to, you want to come up next? Like, come up and see me sometime. Like, what?
Yeah.
Nobody, that's not why I'm here.
Niggas being dangerously and inappropriately horny at all times. But, woo, this society has a long, long way to go. And because as soon as a woman complains about that, it's like, well, you need to make sure you turn down your sexuality and you don't need to be putting that out there. And if you didn't act like that, niggas wouldn't do that. When in reality, it doesn't matter what you do. These niggas will talk crazy to you.
Maybe you shouldn't be a fucking drooling, goddamn stupid,
come on,
slug-like moron. Maybe that should be the situation.
Perhaps.
Maybe it shouldn't be what I'm wearing, how tight it is, how short it is, how much of my areola you can see, bitch. Because it wasn't offered.
I didn't.
Okay, so that's what motherfucking time it is. And the gag rama is Bodega Man. Again, given tact, given tone, given approach, you maybe could have got some today. But you feel like you can say whatever the fuck I am, whatever the fuck you want to me, because it's pussy on the motherfucking line,
yes.
And I'm not a person, I'm an acquisition.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how the fuck you speak to me,
yes.
I should just be legs up in the motherfucking air.
Yes.
And then you get gagged when you remember that I could tell your ass no, go fuck yourself.
And then it's you ain't even fine no way. You busted. You this, you that. When we get mad, like, oh really? Because I wasn't busted 3 seconds ago.
I wasn't even speaking to you.
I was not. I was literally minding my own business, trying to pay for my purchases and go back.
I was
upstairs.
making sure that he had the salt, pepper, and ketchup on my motherfucking sandwich.
And here you go.
Nobody was speaking to you,
interrupting my day. And women could wear anything. You niggas will still talk crazy to them. Still. So please save that shit. It is no amount of respectability that saves us from y'all's disgusting ass attitudes. So please keep it.
And low key trade, y'all do this to the bottoms too, but that's a different conversation for a different day. This wouldn't be for the ladies.
Okay.
Moving on. So the Fugees reunion. Surprise.
You did not have to say.
There will be no union this motherfucking year, bitch.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So the Fugees reunion tour has been canceled.
Mm-hmm.
They released a stylized statement that says the following: Fugees, we anticipate and understand disappointment, but our anniversary tour will not be able to happen. Shocker. I mean, we figured.
Yeah.
The continued COVID pandemic has made touring conditions difficult, and we want to make sure we keep our fans and ourselves healthy and safe. An idea sparked to honor and celebrate this 25th anniversary of the score, but we see now it may not currently be our time for revisiting this past work. We are grateful for the special night we did get to share with some of you in New York with that real live moment. If opportunity, public safety, and scheduling allow, we hope to be able to revisit this again sometime soon. Thank you for all your love and support through the years. So apparently, the Omarion variant came through, and surely Lauren said, girls, I spoke to my chakras and they told me to tell you to go fuck yourself because we won't be there. So
they won't be opening up. None of the vibes will be aligning. It won't. I mean, really, it's probably for the best because I'm just picturing this tour trying to go on anyway, and y'all being in one of these cities where don't nobody give a fuck about masks or vaccines, in this video, packed together, breathing all over each other, drinking, waiting on the show to start, and then 3.5 hours later, still doing that exact same thing, waiting on the show to start. And it just seems like it's probably for the best that they, I mean, it's cute to say postpone it until COVID chills out, but I don't know that this needs to happen, because even when they had that one-off show here in the city, they still didn't come out till like after midnight. It's just, it's beyond reasonable what they expect people to put up with to see that show. And so the fact that they can't seem to make it on stage within an hour of showtime, plus the pandemic, just go on and call it a wrap.
I wasn't going.
No,
so for me,
sure wasn't.
It's like, you know, whatever the choice is.
I wasn't going.
I was happy to hear that it sounded that it seemed to be as a result of something understandable and a choice that is about health and safety rather than shade and drama. So I'll take it personally. Well, I won't, because again, I wasn't. But I'm glad that everyone is choosing to be safe. And, you know, honestly, if they were smart, they haven't told Lauren that this is canceled. So when they do have the show in the future, she'll be there on time.
And she still won't.
Yeah.
And she still
now she'll be
not.
2 minutes late as opposed to 2 days because you know we just don't communicate to her that we're not anyway.
A 1.5 year notice will help her to arrive on time, you know.
Right.
Your girl just needs a bumper. But yeah, again, I think it's for the best.
Speaking of canceled shows, Adele was all teary-eyed.
Oh, Lord. Yes, she was.
Social media when she announced that she is having to postpone her Las Vegas residency. She cried, saying that her show's not ready and that nearly half of her crew has got COVID. They were absolutely demolished with delays, and that they just were not able to finish the show in time. And she said that she's gutted and was all crying. And honestly, when I watched this video, I was like, girl, you're acting like you got caught like finger fucking a lamb or like a dead body or something. You know what I mean? Like
you are weeping right now, sister. This is
right. Like you're like charged with human trafficking.
They'll
like, bitch,
right. They're still in Vegas. They're gonna have a good time.
Like, girl, shows are getting canceled and postponed left and right.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't do it, you just can't do it.
Right. Which is why I don't even want to schedule none, because I don't want to be in this position to like have to be sorry, girls. Right. Because I mean, I do get that you don't want to disappoint people. This is a highly anticipated show. niggas spent money on plane tickets, hotels, and all that. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
You don't want to disappoint your fans. And I do wonder, like, did everybody test positive the day before the show? Is it shipping delays? Because I know we have issues with supply chains and all that. But so it seems like you would have known all that prior to like the day before the show. It kind of seemed to me like it could have been canceled earlier, and Adele was like crossing her fingers,
were, like, pushing it,
hoping, and they probably kept telling her, no, like, oh no, we'll get it done. You know, you're Adele. This is Vegas. We'll get it done.
Very Fire Festival.
Yeah. Oh God. But I mean, yeah, if the show isn't ready, you're not going to be comfortable going out there. Then the people aren't going to get what they paid for anyway, and you're not going to be happy with it. So it's best to just cancel it. And if you are buying tickets for a live event this year, you need to buy those tickets with the full expectation that that show is not going to happen. I'm just
when
saying.
I watched the clip, though, after I like chuckled at like how, you know, like silly it is for her to be so emotional, because I'm like, girl, you didn't do anything wrong. Like, what? It's not your fault that we're in a fucking pobrecita. Like, it is what it is. But then I thought about it and I was like, this is me. This is me under regular circumstances having any kind of issue. And I'm like, the show will be a day, 2 days late. We take a week off and I'm just like, you know, I just don't know. Like, people want to listen to it. I don't want to disappoint anyone. And, you know, people look forward to it. And like, I don't want them to understand. And it was like, I learned from you. Like, you were the one who was like, bitch, it's not open heart surgery.
It's not. They will.
Fine.
They will.
It's not like, girl.
It's a podcast. They will be okay. We're not essential personnel.
What is your why are you okay?
Yeah. Like, I get it though, because it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of responsibility. You don't want to disappoint people. Like, you don't want to do that. And yet, sometimes shit happens, especially in a pandemic. And I'm just not going to take it when I know for a fact that we have sacrificed countless times over the years to get this fucking show done. Somebody tweeted me the other day and was like, oh, I'm listening to one of your thousands of episodes that are available for free in your archive. And y'all mentioned that you, Crystal, have pneumonia. So both of you are wearing surgical masks in the studio while you're recording so that you don't get Kid Fury sick. And I'm like, that is just one time that we have done some stupid. I got hit by a goddamn bus. I got hit by a goddamn New York City public bus, bitch. A full-size bus. I got hit by a bus. And I was in the ER. And the doctor was like, I can discharge you, but you're going to have to go home and sit down for the next 3 weeks. And I was like, yeah, I have a show at the Apollo tonight. So, and she was like, like, bitch, your neck is hanging on by a string. Please go sit down somewhere. And what did I do? Took my ass to work because I don't want to disappoint people. I get it. I see where Adele is coming from. But at the same time, like, girl, it's a pandemic out here. And niggas are just going to have to understand or be mad. You can also just be mad and, you know, work through those feelings.
That's an option.
Get a journal. Journals are great for processing and all that. But so sorry. Sorry to disappoint you.
Understand completely if you were mad that our show was canceled, because I was getting double penetrated while doing 5 lines of coke in the Bahamas instead.
Oh yeah, the show is canceled and then we're on Instagram
Live. Sounds like a dream. But like, girl, COVID canceled the show. I wish I would be crying. Bitch, you'll never get there. I'm sorry.
We're going live from Barbados, smoking weed with Rihanna, talking about, oh, we had a show today. That would be one thing, but
if you don't understand, girl, you never cared about us to begin with.
And as much as you adore your favorite entertainers, they are not responsible for your happiness. Yes, you get some joy out of what they do, but they are not responsible for making you happy.
I get so much joy out of so many entertainers on a regular basis, but I also do the work to find other ways to sustain my own mental health without just watching the Golden Girls.
Got
There
him.
have to be other things.
Because it wasn't Betty White's responsibility.
It's just not.
And she's
and
gone
I won't
now.
always have access to my DVDs or Hulu.
And you're going to have to find some other way to entertain yourself and keep yourself happy.
It's just the right thing.
So sorry. Thank you for your support.
On the flip side, Silk Press and the Sonics just a day before announced that they will be live and in color in Vegas.
Not Silk Press and the
Sonics. In February.
Yes, Silk Press. Oh, I'm never calling them anything else. Yes, Silk Press and the Supersonics.
Silk Press and the Supersonics. February 25th and 26th. Followed by some dates in March. They'll be live in Vegas with a residency. How the fuck have these bitches won like Lifetime Achievement Awards? They've gotten residencies. They've gone like glamping with the Pope, and they have like 2 songs.
Well, everybody loves Bruno Mars. Anderson .Paak's very talented.
Yep.
The album is good, even though it's not my cup of tea in particular. And
really, as a whole?
I mean, yeah, it's not a bad album. It's just not for me. But
Why?
The music is because I don't like being called a bitch in a romantic way.
So like the lyrics are still contemporary weird R&B.
It's still like
today,
it's still
with
like
the sound.
Right. It's still like kind of like young fuck nigga-ish lyrics with old school beat.
Old sound.
Yes.
That's so weird.
So it's like the sound of the music is good, and then hear this nigga go, "This bitch got me paying a rent."
Yeah, that song is so strange.
And it's like, it's catchy. And so I'm like, okay, but I put myself in the song, and I'm like, oh no, I don't mind bitch, but like in a romantic sense, like I don't like being called your bitch. I've never liked that from
That's
niggas.
Fine.
So yeah, the music's not for me, but also they don't have to worry about set design and all that. They can just take whatever they had at the BET Awards or and off of their video shoots and just put that shit on the stage.
Really, as long as there's something in the budget for polyester, I'm sure they'll be fine. And furs.
Velvet. I'm sure. I'm
Suede.
shocked they're not doing I'm shocked they're not doing a Valentine's Day show. Like that.
I'm kind of surprised about that too.
That night.
Well, you never know.
Listen, they might be like, well, since you brought it up, bitch, tickets are on sale now, right? But yeah, Bruno Mars, not surprised. He gonna get to that money.
Absolutely. And I think that his shtick has always been like pimp adjacent. It's Jerome Rome.
It is.
It's Jerome Rome.
And he's a little Filipino Jerome Rome.
Yeah. The vibe is still that of like your aunties and uncles and stuff, but I'm not surprised that the subject matter is still very much where's my money. So
I mean, and it's just Bruno Mars be singing about women that I don't think he actually dates or entertains.
Of course not.
Like, first of all, he's always talking about black girls or like brown skin and stuff. I'm just like, don't know that I've ever seen you around any dark-skinned baddies, but okay, that is what it is. But then he also is always talking about, like she got her kids running all over my damn house. And I'm like, every time I see Bruno Mars, he's with some Instagram model who's like,
what are you talking about?
Right. So it's just like very clear to me that you're making music for your fans so that your fans can hear themselves.
It's
in
an
your
audible
lyrics.
costume. It's Sonic cosplay.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like fine. I'm okay with that.
I mean, I do usually enjoy it. I like Bruno Mars music for the most part. So
I get it.
Yeah.
All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up Hot Tops here. But before we end, I just wanted to say, I wanted to send an immense amount of love and prayers and adoration to Regina King, who recently lost her son Ian. There really isn't anything that can be said to aid, empathize, touch a loss like that. It really struck a chord with me and touched me in a personal way. And I have so much love for Regina King and what she's like contributed to the art form for Black people, for women.
Yeah.
And so I'm just thinking of her, and I hope that she can feel the love that is being sent her way. Because this shit sucks.
It does. I'm going to bring up that story again for my read, but yeah.
Why does that? That has to be, that's in your read? It
is. But my heart breaks for her, and just sending love to the entire family.
Okay. Let's take a break, and we will come back and read your letters.
Hey y'all, we all have big dreams for 2022, but instead of setting New Year's resolutions that require feats of willpower, you can start instead with a manageable first step. When it comes to your mental health, the best way to see lasting progress is to get support from a licensed therapist. I should know, been seeing mine for 4 years now. And I got started with Talkspace. Talkspace gives you a personally matched therapist that you can connect with from your phone or computer anytime, anywhere. Everybody needs help sometimes, and if you're struggling with your mental health, the first step towards feeling better is reaching out to a professional. Our friends and family and loved ones, they really do care about us and they want to listen and help, but that does not mean that they have the tools or the ability to help us take steps in the right direction. With Talkspace, you can send messages 24/7 and get replies throughout the day with no need to wait for a weekly appointment. And Talkspace's encryption and added security features keep your conversation fully protected. Y'all know how I feel about therapy, literally in school, learning about how to become a therapist. And it's just so important that we remove the stigma from mental health care and promote the idea that taking care of your emotions and your thought processes is an important thing to do. We all deserve peace, happiness, joy, other big dreams that we may have. And so you can make your mental health part of your daily routine with Talkspace. Get started today by visiting Talkspace.com, and you can get $100 off your first month when you use promo code READ at sign up. That's $100 off at Talkspace.com. Promo code READ. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you, and let's get back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. And it is time now to read your letters. And shout out to Link, who is in the room and being just so professional and so mature today. My big girl. Just so great.
You said that, so now she's going to start cutting up.
Yeah, she is. Well, you got to give her points when you can.
She's such a sweet baby. But yes. So our first letter this week comes from Teen, who says, "My name is Teen, and I stan RuPaul's Drag Race. Cornbread, Angeria, and Willow Pill are giving me every part of my life this season, but I have a couple thoughts on Maddie Morphosis. On one hand, I see how this straight man can open up a world for boys who don't necessarily fit a certain mold, but have an interest. On the other hand, I feel like ballroom culture is a sacred world that was meant to be a safe haven for a community of people that had few other spaces to be themselves. But on the other hand, this could be like the time everybody but Jamaicans were upset with Adele for appropriating Jamaican culture." Because when I tell you, everybody was mad except Jamaicans.
Literally, I told y'all, like, literally, Jamaicans were the only ones that were like, I am blessed. I am blessed every day of my life. Like, Jamaicans didn't care.
Black Americans was up in arms, and Jamaicans was like, calm down. Anyway, Teen said, "I said all that to say I would love to hear what you two think about Maddie Morphosis. Not asking you to speak for the entire community, obviously, but just as two individuals who enjoy Drag Race. Thanks, Teen."
I love this question. Thank you so much for asking.
Yes, thank you too.
I personally, okay. Like, I almost brought this up in the read too. To me, It's not RuPaul's ballroom culture race. It's a show about fucking cross-dressers. And so, like, who cares? To me, first of all, this is no shade to Maddie Morphosis. I haven't seen enough of her drag yet to give like a proper summarization of how I feel of in terms of what she gives. Mm-hmm. But I feel like so far Maddie Morphosis is a checkbox. It feels like ever since the show got well-deserved criticism for some of the people identities that were lacking in their cast.
The trans girls.
They've been specifically.
Yep.
They've been more like, hey guys, look at this person. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, like, we talked about way back when RuPaul said whatever dumb shit about trans women, why trans women weren't on RuPaul's Drag Race, and how she didn't see it for them, and blah, 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 and got red to filth for it. And then, she had Gia Gunn on the show, which was like a soft way to introduce the trans identity, because Gia had already been on the show, etc. And then we got Gottmik. Now we have Cornbread, and we have Carrie Colby, and we've had, more people of the trans identity and experience who've been on the show since then. And I feel similarly to Maddie. It feels like Maddie was a way to be for them to be like, look, we got someone on the show that's straight. Because it's like the least interesting thing about the bitch, like in terms of being a drag queen, because straight men who do drag is not nearly new, revolutionary, innovative. Maybe it's new or gag worthy to a lot of you whose only real understanding or realm in terms of the world of drag exists in Drag Race alone. But men who identify as straight have been dressing in drag or cross-dressing or whatever for ever and ever. And some of them have done it professionally for a while. So to me, when I saw Maddie and I'm like, oh, this person's straight, I'm like, okay, I hope the bitch turns it, because there are straight drag queens that deliver.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sure.
To me, it's like, I guess I understand why some people feel like, oh, well, I guess why is she here? Or like she ate up somebody else's opportunity or whatever. But I refuse to put on like a cape for anybody that identifies as straight or whatnot. But at the same time, you have to understand that this is someone from the South that identifies as straight, that has been wearing women's clothes and expressing their femininities from a very young age. So I'm sure life ain't been no crystal stair for that bitch either. So them coming into this show and being one of 13, 14 bitches who are dressing up in drags and doing the things, to me, it's serve or get the fuck out. The same way that I would feel about the next bitch. I don't give a fuck who you sleep with, how you sexually identify. That doesn't matter to me. The same way, if you identify as a cis male, female, trans, or whatever, give me the drags, turn it, entertain me, or leave. That's where we're at for me on the 14th season of this show.
I mean, that is still the point. Like, you can check off all these different boxes and, hashtag diversity or whatever, but we do still want girls who are good at what they do. So after Maddie gave us that Kentucky Fried Chicken couture, I was not shocked to see her in the bottom two. Spoilers if you haven't seen the most recent episode. But she did what she needed to do. So as somebody who's like not really part of the community, I will just say it definitely feels to me like RuPaul is being like, see, y'all bullied me into opening it up to trans people. So now I'm going to say anybody in the community can be on the show, and fuck y'all. And y'all can't say nothing about it because y'all made me do this in the first damn place. So it kind of feels like that. Like it's a little vindictive. It doesn't feel genuine because there are probably, no shade to her, better straight men who do drag
Sincerely,
than Maddie.
I mean,
but I also don't know that Maddie is exclusively heterosexual. Like, she might think she is, but did you see the way she quivered at that nigga?
I don't like that. I don't like that. Because, like, if you come on here to me at 34, where I'm at in my life, and from my perspective, if you come on here and you say, oh, I'm straight, bet, great, all right, so here's where the things are. You can put your things over there. You'll be on the main stage at this time. I don't give a fuck about any of that other shit. But the girls want to make it a whole thing. Like, when the one other queen was like, on their episode when the bitch, they were talking about being gold star gays. Who is a gold star gay?
Yeah.
For those at home who don't know, gold star gay is a gay person who's only had sex with the same sex, never dipped their toe into straight land. And so they're talking about who among them is a gold star gay. And the one queen that like knew Maddie from wherever they're from and knows that she identifies as straight, gonna say, oh, and you know, Maddie's in a gold star either. And you could tell that like when he said that Maddie was like uncomfortable by it, because she never intended in coming in there and talking about being straight or whatever straight away. She's like, let me get in my drags and keep it moving. I didn't like that. Because it's like, bitch, you already know her T. Why the fuck are you trying to like do that shit and make her uncomfortable when you already know what's up? And then the next moment,
I feel like that's production.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're trying to hype it up like this is the straight guy, but like, is he straight? How long will he be straight? It's not your motherfucking job, position, nerve, or anything to open anybody else's closet door if they're in it at all, or drag them up out of there. If that nigga says that he's straight today on RuPaul's Drag Race, then he's straight. And if next year he's like, I sucked a dick for the first time and I live, then I'll call him what he calls himself next year. We don't have no reason or no right to be trying to do the most for nobody else. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like production is trying to play a game with it again on some like, well, is he straight? Who the fuck cares? Is he a good drag queen or not? Because that makake was not giving me what it needed to be giving me on the runway. That's what I care about. I don't give a fuck who is he sucking or fucking when the camera's off. I don't.
I mean, no, I don't either.
You see now why I was going to do it in the room.
I do, because you got very fired up by
Everybody is annoying me with that shit. Who gives a fuck if he's straight?
I just think as soon as you are cast on RuPaul's Drag Race as the first straight queen, that's going to be your storyline for every week that you are on the show. They are absolutely going to hype it up. Every chance they get, they're going to talk. I mean, and they did the same thing with Gottmik, where it was like, oh my God, Gottmik's trans. And is it okay if we call you girl? Like, is that triggering? Is that bad? Like, I feel like on one hand, those are good conversations to have.
Man.
Right. So I feel like on the one hand, that's a good conversation to have, because I did actually wonder that too. Like, is it okay to call Gottmik girl? And she was like, yeah, bitch. I mean, we all the girls. Like,
we're in person.
We're the girls.
These are characters.
Yeah. So yes, but like, don't misgender me out of drag. Like, understand the difference between me doing this for work or for fun or whatever and my humanity outside of it. So it's like, I see that side, and I think that's a good conversation to have on a national platform so that random people can see this and know how to have conversations with trans people they know or meet.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, I feel like production be playing y'all. Like,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Because I'm saying
exploiting the girls.
I feel like it is a great opportunity to have really, really solid and impactful conversations. I don't know how much I trust World of Wonder or the Drag Race fandom to handle it properly.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I'm saying. It's like, we're going to do it for the sake of doing it and then fall over on their faces when we could really make a difference if we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're not. We're doing it to be like, oh yeah, we had a straight drag queen on RuPaul's Drag Race, because guess what? Straight people do drag sometimes too. It's like, if we're going to do it, like, let's do it.
I still think RuPaul...
Y'all have 18 Emmys. People watch this show.
Yeah. I still think Ru did it just because she had an attitude.
Absolutely.
With having to be more...
She was pissed.
She was like, y'all bullied me into letting the trans on the show.
Oh, fine. Like, as if trans women aren't an integral part of the reason why... Anyways.
I hate when people act like communities don't overlap. Like, obviously, girl. Obviously, they do. But...
Duh, stupid.
But,
Plus, identifying as a woman and being in drags are completely different.
Woo, Lord.
They're completely, ask nearly any cisgender female pop star today. When they're walking about in their regular Ray-Bans and going and getting their Starbucks, that's them, the lady. When they're on the cover of whatever album or they're in their music video, that's them in drag.
Come on, Sasha Fierce. Somebody else has to kick in and take over.
Hello.
When I got to be
why are we
hair and
acting like the
makeup
girls
and,
can't
and
do it
wardrobe.
too?
I mean, yeah, I think the important thing about Drag Race is to remember that this is still a television production first and foremost.
Thank you. And it is not the all-encompassing eye, the speaking mouth of drag and the girl.
So every time Maddie looks at somebody in the pit crew for half a second too long, trust that production will be playing that up. And
Absolutely.
It will be a thing because reality TV.
Maybe she isn't all the way straight.
Right. But that doesn't who cares if she is?
Right.
Well, I mean, but because reality TV, that's literally what they do. The baiting is the point. So
that's why I need Nikki Gilbert and Worth. Women in reality film.
That's right. Call Nikki Gilbert. Oh, wait. No, because you're not a woman. So sorry, girl. But so those are our thoughts on Drag Race. Adore Drag Race. Adore Nigeria so much. I'm trying to think who is my favorite other than Cornbread, obviously, and I think it might be her. But
I love Cornbread so
oh my God
much.
When he started crying when they were talking about the family stuff, I was just like, ooh wee, my heart, I feel you. And it's
Cornbread.
Woo.
First of all, Cornbread, you know Cornbread is trans.
Oh no, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad, Miss Girl. Did not mean to do that.
Because I think that she began transitioning around the time of Drag Race.
Okay.
But she man, just that clip of her bringing Willow that hot tea or whatever for her hand.
Oh yes, just the sweetest person. Just the
you
sweetest
already
person.
are turning it. Your drag is already great. You already have the personality and the sense of humor and everything like that. But also just seeming to I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I love Cornbread. That's my front runner. But it's the Cornbread is giving, whether that bitch wins this season or not, you are the girl. I already know that bitch is set because she's just phenomenal.
Them ball looks. Everything. And again, Miss Willow Pill, I did not, because you was struggling with that singer. I did not think you was finna turn out them goddamn looks, girl. I was blown away with what Willow Pill did. It was.
I think those are my two. I think they're my two favorites, honestly.
But Angeria, I don't know. It's something about Miss Lady that I just love.
Yeah, people I know and love.
Yeah. But yeah, big fans of Drag Race, and
they always get me.
They do. Every season. They always come around no matter
with a new season. It's always you girls that come in and introduce us to yourself and introduce the world to you and show us what you have to offer, your hearts. Don't ever get it twisted. Don't matter what week you go home, whatever. You make this show. You're the reason why these people have all these Emmys, mostly these white gay people. Y'all make this show every single fucking season. You're a joy to watch. Thank you so much.
Yes. All right, let's move on. Our next letter comes from G, who says, I've lived.
What are these names?
G, that is just what G gave. One letter.
Right off of Drag Race and talking about white gays. We're talking about G.
G said, I've lived in New York City my whole adult life, and it is my home. When I met my boyfriend, he was living on a Hawaiian island with some of his best friends from high school. And after years of dating long distance, he moved to New York to be with me. However, he hated it. And Corona depression in my tiny Queens apartment had me agreeing to move out of the city with him. We settled on going back to Hawaii because his giant room in the same house with all his friends was still available. And of course, the rent would be cheaper for us overall. But the cherry on top was that his best friend, Marlo, has been wanting to open a bar, which is my ultimate dream and goal in life. When we first got here to Hawaii, I immediately started working and saving, and the three of us were constantly staying up late, talking concepts and menus.
So they did move.
Yeah, they moved to Hawaii.
Okay.
And everything felt tangible and real. Fast forward to a year later, and our trash-ass landlord informed us that he will be increasing our rent to the point that it is now more expensive to stay in this room than what we were paying for my apartment back in Queens.
Everybody getting got.
I have a great job, and my bosses have offered to promote me so that I will be earning enough to offset this rent increase. But my boyfriend does not have the same luxury, and this will be a huge hit for him. Originally, we were all going to stick together and find another big house to rent, but the housing market on this island is in literal crisis, like you just said, and even the shitty one-bedroom places have a year-long wait list. Then Marlo said that he no longer wants to open this bar, and he's just going to buy some shitty condo and eventually try to rent it out when he has enough money to buy a second property. I'm super pissed off, and I feel like I was deceived into leaving New York City under the guise of cheaper rent and being closer to my goals. Now I'm paying more in rent, living somewhere I don't fit in, and being a 12-hour plane ride away from my home and my loved ones. My boyfriend thinks I'm placing unearned blame on him, but how am I supposed to feel when he and Marlo convinced me to move all the way out here only to end up behind square one because now I'm on an island in the middle of the ocean? Please tell me if y'all think I'm being ridiculous. I have been mad for days and it's not going nowhere. Thanks and big love, G.
Okay, now wait a minute. First of all, she said, I'm on an island in the middle of the ocean like it was Rikers.
Girl, you're in Hawaii.
I mean, you're in a predicament, but
it could be worse.
It could be worse.
You are far from your people, though, and that is hard.
I get that. 12 hours, that's a lot. I totally understand.
Ain't no direct flight to Hawaii from New York.
I don't think it's fair, though, to blame him. You know, he didn't lasso you and drag you out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was a decision that you made. Dick to bomb, I guess. And here we are. I mean, I don't know. Placing blame is just kind of like a pointless endeavor at this point. It just kind of, I guess, seems to be the useful thing at this point would be to come up with a game plan in terms of moving things around and getting into a more stable position. While I don't think it's fair to blame or place blame on your boyfriend or whatever, what I don't think anybody should be putting up with, or you should be putting up with, is any goddamn guff. Any
you and that guff.
I love that word. It's just so
beautiful.
But like, don't give me any like, oh well, what's the you know, like, I hate when people do that. Don't try and minimize my anxiety, concern, or whatever because you don't get it. Okay? I'm not from here. I'm half a days away from people I motherfucking know. Okay? And now financial woes in a stranger place?
Right.
Like, we don't even have Stitch.
Please shut up. Where's your adorable little monster running around? Yeah. I think you are placing blame on your boyfriend when the blame is life. And because sometimes shit just don't go your way. Sometimes you have these amazing plans and shit falls through. And I'm looking back over this email and I don't think anybody promised you that life was going to be better in Hawaii. Like, it was a chance y'all took. You left New York for love. You're out in Hawaii and so far you're not loving it because you feel like things aren't going your way, but that's not really your man's fault. Or even this best friend Marlo, who decided not to open the bar or whatever. Like, it is just life. Sometimes shit don't go the way you wanted it to. Sometimes your plans just don't work out. So I think you have to decide, like, okay, this is the situation I'm in right now. Let me try to look at it objectively and decide, like, what do I want to do? Do I hate Hawaii or do I just hate this situation? Is it so bad that I want to leave and go back to New York? Because then you and your boyfriend might have to have a very difficult conversation, since it seems like he hates New York City probably as much as you hate Hawaii. Is it like maybe you need some space from this guy who disappointed you because he decided not to open his bar anymore? And that's fair. You can have your feelings about it. You can even say, I'm really disappointed that we're not going to do the thing. But if you're like taking it out on your boyfriend every day and being like, it's your fault that I'm in Hawaii and fucking miserable, like, actually, you are still a grown, autonomous person. And if you hate it that much, you can leave. If you do. If you hate it that much, you can leave. Like, you do still have some choices here. You are still in charge of your own life. So I think it's okay to be disappointed. Just don't let that disappointment color the way you treat people, or don't let it trick you into thinking that you don't have any control over your own life anymore. Because you do. Like, you might have to break up with your boyfriend, but if you want to be back in New York City, you can do that. This bitch is wide open. You can come over here and cuss out Eric Adams with us. This still apartments here. And you can come right back to this filthy hellhole that I love and call my home. It's wide open. So,
I mean, if all else fails, you can also maybe write a sickening pilot or, a film script, a feature maybe about this, because sounds like something you could pitch to, I don't know, maybe like a Prime Video.
Yeah, this could be a cute romantic comedy where it's like, we moved to Hawaii and our lives fell apart, and can we build it back? And am I going to discover myself in the process? You know, it could be a Lifetime movie if you wanted it to, but it is still your life. And you can still make decisions for your own happiness. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but you know, that's a lot of people's stories. Once again, the pandemic, not over, and still wreaking havoc absolutely everywhere.
Having a great time. Yeah.
She's still doing whatever she wants to do. And every time I turn around, it's like some virologist is on TV talking about, yeah, we're nowhere near an endemic. This is nowhere near like almost over. The conditions are ripe for many, many, many more variants. And you hoes will be getting boosters every 6 months for the next 5 years. Like, everybody's figuring it out. None of us have lived through this before. It's chaotic for everybody. So a little bit of patience, a little bit of grace, but also, you know, remember that it's your life and you deserve to be happy. So do what is going to do that for you. Okay. I think, yeah, that's enough from the from the letters this week. Let's go ahead and wrap it up there. If you have a question for us, send it to asktheread@gmail.com. We're going to take another quick break and be right back.
Hey guys, today's episode is being sponsored by Honey. Loads of us are shopping online, especially these days when loads of us can't or just won't go outside as much as we may have before, you know, who showed up. And so Honey is a great and free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best ones that it can find to your cart. They've got over 30,000 different stores online that they work with, ranging from all kinds of things, including tech, gaming products, which gets loads of my attention, fashion brands, and even food delivery, which also gets a lot of my attention. So imagine if you're just, you know, shopping on one of your favorite sites like you usually do. When you're going to your checkout, the Honey extension button will drop down, and all you have to do is click apply coupons, wait a couple of seconds, and Honey will automatically search the web for all of the coupons it can find for the site. And all you gotta do is sit back and wait and watch the price drop. That's literally it. It's free. It costs no money. And all it will do is just find ways to save you some. That's it. That's it. It's the end of it. I love Honey. I've used Honey ever before we were podcasting and getting money for ads. So I trust Honey. Like I said, it's pretty much foolproof. They just want to help you not be poor. If you don't already have Honey, you could be missing out on free savings now. It's literally free and it installs in seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the podcast. So get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/theread. That's joinhoney.com/theread. Go sign up, have some fun, save some money. Let's get back to the show. Okay, folks, we are back, and it is now time for us to get into the read. And so we're going to do that right now. After we do Kid Furies. Ha ha ha. Kid Fury. Kid Fury. Kid Fury. Sport Shorts. Yeah. Welcome back, girlies, to another edition of Kid Fury's Sport Shorts. Mm-hmm. Link just ran out of the room.
That's my nigga. She said, get me out of here.
Children, there's a lot that's going on in the realm of the National Football League. Mm-hmm. It's playoff time. And we're almost done, but man, what a weekend in the realm of the sports for football and National Football League.
Okay.
So much playage and so many footballs. And the thing about it is, we're right at the fucking brink of the Super Bowl decisions and finding out who is America's next top girl. Mm-hmm. And so, ultimately, the Bengals defeated the Titans 19-16. Oh, did the Niners overcome the Packers of Green Bay 13-10. The Rams narrowly defeating the Tampa Bay Bucks 30-27.
What a game.
Sending Tom Brady back home to his capsule and to all of his little androids that keep him alive in whatever sci-fi fluid. Oh, but we are here today to discuss the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Mm-hmm. What a game, girls. Calling it a classic, one of the all-time great games, they're saying these days. And how? Close as ever. The girls were not letting up. They were on one another's neck all through the 4 quarters, right down to the last second, to the last one. Okay, when the quarterback of the Bills, Joshua Allen, in the last 2 minutes was able to deliver a touchdown to Gabriel Davis, their wide receiver, who receives it wide, girl, and that he did right underneath the 2 minutes in the 4th quarter, pushing them up, the Bills, to the lead. Everything was sickening, and the Bills fans were elated until Tyreek Hill of the Kansas City Chiefs said, "No ma'am, no girl. No spam, no ham, no world. Not on today, bitch." And scored a touchdown, 64 yards. Miss Girl ran, okay? And it was the 4th recorded touchdown of the postseason of Miss Hill's career. The girls weren't playing. The Chiefs in the lead once again. Yep. And so you know what Josh Allen said? Down the middle, bitch, from the 19-yard line. Ooh. Serving. Ooh. serving and a touchdown with 13 seconds. 13 seconds on the clock, delivered a touchdown to Davis, once again pushing the Bills into the lead. 13 seconds. Is it going to be the Buffaloes? Is it going to be the Chiefs? Who knows? Because 13 seconds in this type of game is plenty of time, children. We're at 36-33. It's the Bills game. And Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes serves it up, girlfriend. Serves it up. And Harrison Harrison Butker kicks the girls into overtime, tying the Bills up 36-36. Oh, God damn it. Oh, I knocked the charger off.
What a moment. What a game.
God damn it. 30 overtime. The crowd is going absolutely nuts. COVID, racism. And they're losing it. And so now we're overtime. Another whole bunch of time on the clock. 15 minutes. A whole bunch of minutes. And the girls are just hustling and tussling on the greenery with the pigskin. And it's just madness until finally.
Yeah.
Mahomes served up a delivery of that ball to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce?
Mm-hmm.
Travis Kelce.
So close.
And with that, the Kansas City Chiefs win the game. And they are on to the AFC Championships to see who's going to the Super Bowl. Complete upset for Bills fans. I was confused because it's like, so they scored and so they just win? That's it? Like the other girls don't get a chance? It's like a battle royale. It's like
it's sudden death. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's sudden death.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I was actually going to ask you about
honey.
that because a lot of fans feel like the NFL overtime rules are unfair. So I guess you agree.
They're working on that. It's a hot topic, if you will, among sports fans because the children are very upset about the way that goes. They feel that that's not right. And myself, I felt like it was a little underwhelming. Plenty of time, plenty of dime. Yeah. We're already here getting the virus, so we might as well just have it out, is what I feel. But either way, the girls are moving forward to the next one where they will be playing the Bengals, and the Rams will be hosting the Niners for the NFC Championship, children. Hot sport content for that ass. And of course, I, Kid Fury, am here in the center, absorbing the content as well as the information and all of the details, the nuances to report it to you in the best way that I know how. You're welcome. Do you have any questions?
Yes, actually. How did you feel about Tom Brady's performance in the fourth quarter in that game against the Rams? That was crazy. Them niggas was down 14. I said only Tom Brady could do this shit. What did you think watching that game in the last quarter?
I try to avert my eyes to Tom Brady as much as possible so I don't get the sunken place.
Oh, yeah.
But, wow. I felt as though that was a game that was perfectly tied up for the Buccaneers to win and sail away with. Get it? Sail, because Buccaneers.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Alas, that was not the case. But we do know that Tom Brady is a T-1000 or whatever the Terminators were called initially. He's not of this world, and so the antics don't surprise me at this point. And I feel as though the Super Bowl season will be all the better sans him. We can look forward to him playing on possibly the Bucs again next season. as well as playing for the Raiders, the Giants, the Lions, and probably every other team in the NFL because I assume the clones will be available to the market by then. Any other questions?
Just, who do you think is going to be the AFC champion? And then same for the NFC. Who do you think is going to walk away with it?
Well, right now, my money is going to go ahead and be on the Chiefs. Just because I feel as though they've got a momentum and a lot to live up to, but that can also work against you. It's a spicy moment for the Bengals. It's looking great for them to be coming this far for the first time in a while.
Wow!
And so, congratulations to them. I'm an underdog rooter, so I'd like to see them pull it off. As far as the other side, I don't care. Niners.
Okay. So you're gonna say who? You think the Chiefs versus the 49ers is the Super Bowl? That's what you're calling it?
It's not my desired outcome, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, I respect your professional opinion. Thank you so much for breaking it down for me. I too thought it was an incredible weekend of football. I was in here screaming at the television, but it's just not complete without hearing your special je ne sais quoi.
How can it be?
I mean, It just isn't. Like, there's simply no one who does the sports like you do.
No one.
At all. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. No problem. That's been another fiery.
Since you swear I be hating on you.
Sports shorts. I know it wasn't genuine, but it's fine. And
oh my God.
And so lots to look forward to, girlies, in the realm of sports. And you can look forward to getting it all here on Kid Fury's Sports Short. And now let's get into the read, Crystal.
Amen. Okay. Well, again, thank you for that sports update. My read this week goes out to B. Scott and whoever is running her social media over there.
What happened to the dog?
Because very late at night, 11 p.m. on January 21st, a tweet came out from B. Scott's official account that was linking back to his blog. And the tweet and the headline of this story say, exclusive, : Regina King's son, Ian Alexander Jr., dead at 26 after apparent suicide.
Oh, I forgot you said you were going to talk about that.
I did say that. So, for now, skipping the part about how absolutely devastating this must be for the family. Obviously, I'm directing this at B. Scott because it is on their website. Sorry, did not mean to use the wrong pronouns there. But it's on their website. It came from their Twitter account. But I do know that there are probably multiple people who are over there working. So to everyone who was involved in this decision, I just want to say that money can't be everything. It just can't be the end all be all in every fucking situation. First of all, the news of an actress's son dying by suicide is not the sort of thing we should be touting as a fucking exclusive. As if you've got the latest hot goss for the girls to pass around and take screenshots of and talk about in their fucking iMessage conversations and all that bullshit. It felt extremely ugly to me. Like, this isn't Summer Walker and her baby daddy having an Instagram story beef for the 5th time in a week. We're talking about a person's life here.
Right.
We're talking about a person's life. To call it inappropriate is not even scratching the surface of how fucked up this is. It's desperate. It's raggedy. It's giving, I need the clicks. It's giving, I'm addicted to engagement. And I just don't know how you felt like it was your place to publish this information. We're talking about a suicide. Why should this be something that is on your website before Regina King and her family have the chance to put out a statement about what's going on? So after B. Scott decided to publish this story, a few hours later, Regina King issues a statement to people saying, you know, we're devastated. We're asking for respectful consideration during this time. Please leave us alone. Fuck off. Understandably so. I feel like B. Scott's team choosing to run this story pressured her and her family into making a statement about something that likely just happened, and they were not in a space to be thinking about the rest of the fucking world reacting to it. How did you think this was an okay thing to do? I don't know how much AdSense threw your way because you decided to do that shit, but wrong, ugly, desperate, irresponsible, all the things you and your people are. It is Regina. And another thing about it that pisses me off so badly is that we are talking about Regina King. Regina King may be one of the most talented and universally loved Black figures that we have. Don't nobody have beef with Regina King. Regina King don't bother nobody. She don't be in no bullshit. She just shows up looking incredible, does her fucking job, and knocks it out the park every goddamn time. It's not even like it would have been ugly and stank and irresponsible if you did it to Perez Hilton, but I wouldn't have blinked twice because Perez is mess and drama personified. This is the sort of thing where Perez Hilton has put so much stankness into the universe that I would expect some stankness to come back. But Regina King, the disrespect to Regina King blows my mind here, especially because if she wasn't his mother, this would not be a thing that you would have published. You're literally putting her name in the story to draw attention to it, to make money, to get clicks, to get your engagement up. How is that worth it? How do you look at yourself and be like, yeah, I'm justified in that? This was my job. And then to pin it on your Twitter account and to be arguing with people about, well, it's not, we're never wrong. I saw some tweets from somebody talking about y'all acting like, Black media is, not responsible and we out here publishing fake stories or whatever, when that's not the case. But I guess when white people confirm it, it'll be real. No, bitch. It's not about whether it's real. It's about whether it's right. Are you right for this? Is there no line? Would you have published this about your loved ones, your best friend, your cousin, your family? Hell no, you wouldn't have, because it's a thing called decency and you niggas don't have it. You ought to be fucking ashamed. It ain't no amount of money. It ain't none that could get me to do something that disrespectful to somebody like Regina fucking King. Again, we are talking about her beloved son. We are talking about a loss of life. Have some fucking sense. Have one shred of goddamn decency. Some of you niggas will literally do anything for clicks and retweets, and I'm just really glad that I can't relate. I am. I don't like to say that I'm better than people because I don't believe that, but that type of shit, I don't sink that low. And the few $100s you got off of Google for it could not have possibly been worth it. Do the fuck better. And that's it. I'm done. I was just so disgusted by that. Exclusive. Like we talking about the color that somebody is picking out for their baby's nursery or some shit. This is a life. This is a human being. I'm done.
I heard nothing about this. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was genuinely disgusted. Like, I had to log off before I said things that I was gonna want to take back. But yeah, some of these little shitty ass gossip bloggers, y'all haven't updated since 2008 and it shows. Grow the fuck up.
So my read this week is going out to a 42-year-old white bitch by the name of Amelia King, who apparently during a school board meeting.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Threatened to bring loaded guns to her child's school if the school board voted on mandating masks for the students in their region. My children will not come to school on Monday with a mask on, Amelia said. I'll bring every single gun loaded and ready. According to the Luray Police Department in Virginia, where she's from, she's now being charged for this. She was released on a $5,000 bond, and the court apparently has already obviously cried and, sent some apology to the school board and whatnot. She'll obviously be fine and whatever. This will just be some, embarrassing shit for her white kids to deal with, I guess. So I didn't really want to talk too much about her, how much of a fucking moron she is, or what the government is going to do, I'm going to say, let's talk about justice. Let's talk about what should happen. Because what should happen is that you should serve time. I think Amelia King should serve no less than a year in jail.
Absolutely. I
think that all of the parents of every other student, the families of the faculty and staff of that school, should be permitted to line up single file in a row in front of her and open hand smack this bitch in her face one by one until the last hand is dealt. Okay. Yes. And I think that she should lose custody of her children and she should not be permitted to see said children without police and a licensed psychiatrist present. You cannot threaten to bring loaded guns.
Please.
Any the fuck place.
Girl. Ooh.
Because you didn't get your way. We're talking about mask mandates. I hate y'all. I hate y'all so fucking much. I hate you. And I hate that, I'm so tired, bitch. Nobody fucking hit your baby. Your baby is not harmed. Nobody cussed your baby out. Ain't nobody even speaks to your baby spicy. We're talking about the possibility of them asking or requiring your children to wear masks on their faces so they don't continue to infect the world with a virus that's knocking us all down. And you are confident and comfortable in standing your ass in front of people and telling them that you will come down to the school with a loaded weapon to do what exactly?
We don't have a problem with school shootings in this country.
Let me tell you something, Amelia. I couldn't have had a child at that same school. Because the police wouldn't have got to you first. Let me tell you something. You can't just say whatever the fuck you want to, and that's white people problem, and specifically white women's problem right now. You motherfuckers still, in the today of things, feel like you can say whatever the fuck you want to, like things don't have consequences. Guess what, Mary? Guess what, Amelia? Guess what, Helen? We're all fucking tired. All of us want to go the fuck home. Nobody don't want to wear no motherfucking masks. None of us. None of us. None of us. I don't want to wear a mask. You don't want to wear a mask. Our kid don't want to wear no motherfucking mask unless it's trick or treat and they're getting fucking blow pops and now and laters along with it, which they aren't. None of us want to do this, Amelia. But what you're not going to do is threaten to come down to my kid's school, my mama's school, my brother's school, anybody's motherfucking place of work or academia or whatever the fuck with a loaded gun. I will knock you the fuck out. In Jesus' name, amen. You motherfuckers got the world fucked up. And Trump ain't in office anymore and you're not getting your motherfucking way. And Joe Biden is who knows wherever the fuck, what plane of reality that bitch is on today or tomorrow or whatever. And so motherfuckers are just feeling like they can say whatever. But I will kick you directly between the brows. Talking about you will come down to the school with us. Bitch! And the gag is, half the time, no, the fuck you won't. But you will get knocked the fuck out if you keep playing.
Mm.
We're all tired. Not just you, white people. Non-white people more tired than you, bitch, because we gotta not be white, too. Get fucked up out here if you want to. And lastly, I will say, speaking of white people, I heard that there's talk at the Mars Chocolate Candy Company of giving the M&M characters makeovers. And apparently making female M&Ms, specifically the green M&M, less sexy by taking away her red bottoms and giving her some fucking, I don't know, Skechers instead or something. And so all of your favorite white conservative talking heads have gone on completely insane and unnecessary rants about why woke culture has invaded the candy community and ruined M&Ms and how all of this is stupid. First of all, y'all are fucking morons, because if you cannot see that marketing and public relations company baited you stupid bitches into doing all of this stuff and promoting their candy for them, I don't know what to tell you. Here we are still wondering why the sky hasn't cracked open. Like, how the fuck bitch, they're candy. Who the fuck cares how sexy or not sexy they are? Who the fuck cares how they identify or how they don't identify? What I'm more confused about is why every holiday season they're still running this "they do exist" Santa like that commercial of Santa meeting the M&Ms has literally been on air since I was a child.
Oh yeah, I remember it, watching it as a small child.
And y'all are talking about why this bitch doesn't wear Louboutins and a bralette anymore. Everybody's weird. All of y'all are confusing me, and I just can't take it anymore. Like, y'all are really wasting airtime talking about what M&Ms are wearing as a way to quote unquote woke culture, as if anybody that actually started saying this or that was woke, saying that or that was canceled, black people, I mean, as if any of them are paying attention to any of this M&M gossip. None of them are. None of them are. They talking about that fucking football game that I just talked about, and you know, and Ari Lennox's interview, and whoever the fuck this podcast nigga is, and why he feels like all niggas like, they're not talking about what M&Ms are wearing. You got the press release that M&Ms and all of them people sent out to everybody else, and you decided to give M&Ms free promotion. Y'all are weird, you're strange, and you're caught in the same stupid psychotic loop of trying to one-up people and make them feel small and stupid when you're the smallest and stupidest of all of us.
I just want to know, are y'all sexually attracted to M&Ms?
What's happening?
Because that's really what it's giving. The fact that this conversation went on for so long, and y'all talking about give her bad bitch shoes back, like it's an illustration of a piece of candy. I don't understand.
First of all,
I don't.
If we want to just scoop this a layer or two deeper, the whole reason that the green M&M was quote unquote sexy in the first place was to make fun of stupid, slovenly, drooling niggas like whoever the fuck is, I guess, up in arms about
Tucker
this
Carlson.
bitch wearing flats now. Because, like, the green M&M being sexy, as far as I remember, was a bit when they were like, look, we're introducing a female M&M now. And of course, she's hot. Like that, because that's the female identity. You know what I mean? Like, it was a whole 90s thing, much like Lola Bunny coming in and being like, I'm the girl in the group. I'm sexy. The guys can't take me. It was like a whole, like, film of weird comedy bits that was super present in the 80s and 90s.
I remember.
And it's just not funny anymore. So, like, Who cares what
Who
she wears?
cares?
It's a CGI piece of chocolate.
This man got on TV ranting and raving about an M&M. So, oh no, y'all need lives.
But
This
it's
is
like
pathetic.
their whole point was they were trying to like like a lot of like Fox News talking heads and stuff were trying to mock the whole situation and make it seem like cancel culture and woke culture and liberals, Democrats and stuff were absurd and ridiculous for, you know, needing the M&Ms to be less sexy or whatever. And it's like, no, stupid. That's not the fucking case at all. They made this, the PR people over there made this whole entire thing a situation so that you would fucking talk about it. Don't nobody give a fuck about what an M&M is wearing, bitch. Like, none of us, literally none of us, nobody cares about it. None of us would even know about this if you didn't talk about it.
Right.
Y'all are strange. You're weird.
Definitely would not be in my feelings about whether, again, a cartoon M&M is wearing high heels or
Who cares?
Because who gives a fuck? I have a job. I do not care.
And again, just because something is like the water cooler discussion of Monday and Tuesday doesn't mean that it's a drop in anybody's goddamn bucket or it makes a difference any the fuck where. And I really hope that at some point a lot of y'all can grasp onto that because it's really not giving what y'all think is giving. Mm-hmm. Everybody is a sheep. I hate everything. I don't know why we're still here. I'm done. Anything else?
Woo. Not from me. I'm so glad you brought up that story of the white woman who threatened to bring guns to the school because that was definitely something that I was going to talk about. It's just like
turkey.
The way Republicans in this country are more scared of their kids wearing masks than being shot at school. It really confuses me. I feel like that will never make sense. But for this stupid bitch to go a step further and threaten to bring the guns to the school, like we don't have the most school shootings in the fucking world. And it's like, it's not close, girl. It's not even close. America has like 150 more school shootings than everybody. Please.
They would have laid her ass out.
They would not even
end there.
Before she was even done talking, they would have knocked her fucking door down and arrested her immediately.
The whole bloodline.
Yeah, everybody.
A cage.
Everybody. Although I do think that white woman got arrested or charged with something. So that is at least.
Yeah, she got charged and released on a $5,000 bond or whatever. And she'll be fine. And she'll be baking fucking casseroles or whatever the fuck.
But it's just
for
two
whatever
Americas.
Next week. It's ridiculous.
Two
you should
Americas.
be underneath the jail.
Absolutely.
You literally threatened to bring a loaded weapon to a school.
All of your weapons. You said you was bringing all of your guns to the school because they want your kids to stay alive.
As if it is as I don't care for children or have any interest in having any.
Right.
And yet, just as an empath, I can't imagine the anxiety that a lot of parents must be, like just on a normal day, sending your kids out to school and hoping that they'll come home. You know what I mean? But with COVID and all of these fucking conservative psychos out, like, I don't know how more kids aren't homeschooled. Mm-hmm. I have a couple of cousins that were homeschooled since we were kids, and I understood from the get-go, and I super understand now.
Yeah.
You talking about you'll bring every single over my dead body.
The way I'm going to beat your ass. Woo! Nah, man.
You better have great aim, because the way that you're going to have to come for me, bitch.
But the way white people are acting about these masks is truly ridiculous. Like you said, most people don't enjoy wearing them, but we're doing it because there's a goddamn pandemic. And 4,000 people are dying every fucking day. Woo! Okay, that is going to wrap up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out at thisistheread.com. You can find our merch at shoptheread.com. And yeah, on social media at thisistheread. Anything else from you before we head out?
My happy meal this week, 3 things that super made me smile were Black parents being all Black parenty. It was Serena Williams playing like lightsaber duels with her daughter.
Oh my God, I adored that video.
That was sickening.
Wait a
like,
minute.
That is parenting done
It
right.
was adorable. At first I didn't think there was sound, and then I got the sound on, and it was even better.
Yeah, I guess like the toys make sound or whatever.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Olympia was going for it. She was like, honey, like, one thing.
Me and you
get
finna
down
battle,
and lay down.
right?
Like, where I'm not going out sad or bad, honey. And then, of course, Gabrielle Union.
I was
and
just
Kavya
about to ask if you saw that wig.
In Belgium. When we were in Belgium.
And you got that for all spritz, darling. You remember. Kavya just on her iPad, like.
And Kavya just looking at herself with her wig on, like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, mommy. Sure. Sure, I remember.
Absolutely. And then last but not least was Duval talking to baby Dakota.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I saw a little clip of Duval having his usual brand new baby one-on-one talks where it's just him and the baby talking about basically him being tired and how he needs for this baby to go to sleep properly and respect private time with him and his wife.
No.
And it's just, and here we have Dakota, who's just a few months old, looking exactly like his mother. Like, finally, once again, one of these boys was like, I will take mommy. Okay? Because Cairo kind of went a little split, but I feel like he went mostly to dad. Kaz is literally his father's twin. But Dakota said, oh, I'm team Kadeen.
Kadeen stamped that mug. Oh,
that is his mommy's face.
I love it.
And he's sitting there looking like, I don't care about this, bruh.
You can be in your feelings, bruh. Oh, that's your wife? That's my mommy.
Cute. Yeah, great. So I do what I want. And when it's feeding time, it's feeding. So get into that. I didn't see that, but I did see the clip of Kadeen talking about don't worry about her son. And because I guess somebody was commenting on one of the boys about his teeth and saying that like they needed to get him braces or something. And she was like, first of all, you don't know my son. You're not his orthodontist. You do not be his appointments. You don't know nothing about whether braces are appropriate for him and all this other stuff. So like, say what you want to about me and Duval, but don't come over here criticizing my children. Yeah, don't do that. And she got fired up quick. Said, y'all do. Y'all get way too comfortable. Kids. And like a lot of times we get into these parasocial situations where you forget that you don't know people. Yeah. And, just because.
You are not Kadeen's cousin.
So.
And even if you were.
Double tap.
Yeah.
That's it. So you don't really.
Yeah,
scroll.
You just gone and tap back into your own damn business there, sweetheart. Stay in LA. Amen. But yeah, I love that. Good for them. These kids, man, if you're not following some parents on Instagram, you are missing out because the content is A1 with these children. Yeah. They are hilarious. Babies. They are. The kids are everything.
I wish we had a better planet for them to live on.
Well,
yeah, I shouldn't have did that. I didn't mean it should have been dark because we were doing so well and then I just ruined it. No, everything's so great. Kids are the future.
Yeah, and they're gonna have a great life on a beautiful planet with plenty of water and clean air and nothing burning.
Trees and
oceans that aren't full of plastic. Oh, yeah, healthcare and everything. Everybody's gonna have a job and everything. So. All right. Keep your head up, Black people, and we will see y'all next week.